Hey everyone, it's Lonnie Flowers, and I have been biting my tongue and turning the other cheek for far too long. It's finally time to talk about narcissism. Number one, self-confidence and narcissism are nowhere near the same. Too much self-confidence can lead to arrogance, and arrogance compounded with other toxic traits leads to narcissism. In severe cases, narcissistic personality disorder. Self-confidence is what someone who trusts in themselves and in their decision-making skills has. Someone who is self-confident is clear-headed and sound-minded. Arrogance is an inflated level of self-confidence. Someone who is arrogant trusts too much in their own ability. For example, someone who is self-confident studies for a test and trusts that because of their efforts, they will pass. On the other hand, someone who is arrogant might choose to not study because they think that they're the smartest in the class. Now that I have that settled, let's talk about narcissism. Narcissism describes the qualities of a person who is selfish, who has excessive interest in their own motives, desires, or appearance. Someone who is overly concerned with how they are perceived by the world. They are the very definition of wolves in sheep's clothing. Someone who is a narcissist lacks empathy. Although that's really hard to believe because they're really good at faking empathy when needed. The only thing a narcissist actually feels is entitled. Narcissists feel entitled to just about everything, their way or the highway. And although they're notorious for whining and complaining, the narcissist knows that that won't get them everything that they want, so they get creative. They work tirelessly to meet their motives, and they even try to convince you that their idea was actually yours. The worst part, and I mean the worst part, for me anyways, is that when you try to confront a narcissist about their bad behavior, they all of a sudden start to play dumb, stupid. There are a lot of people who behave this way, narcissists, and it gets worse. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders, the DSM-5, a fancy book for psychiatrists, lists 10 personality disorders, including narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not licensed to diagnose anyone with NPD. But from what I do know, for someone to be diagnosed with NPD, they have to be so toxic that their ability to function in society like normal is impaired. Which is interesting to me because one of the links in the description describes narcissism as a disease where the person who has it feels fine, but it's everyone else around them that is affected. I'm sharing this because of my experiences being abused by narcissists and for my loved ones so that they will understand the truth. Narcissists use any, and I mean anyone or anything to get what they want. They play the victim, they act like the world is against them, and they refuse to take accountability for their own actions. I believe that this disease is so prevalent in society that each and every person watching this video has been or is currently being affected in some way by a narcissist's toxicity, whether you know it or not. Narcissism is not a one-size-fits-all, and there are a few different types of narcissists. That's what I'll be talking about next week, so stay tuned and God bless.